It's feel it, imagine it. It's there. It is there because all you exist in every single dimension.
Welcome to the Better Man Podcast with Ivan and Sumedh. This podcast is all about how to be an optimal, conscious male in today's society. Join Ivan and Sumedh as they go deep into the rabbit hole of personal growth, mindset, social dynamics, and spirituality. Are you ready to be a better man?
Hello. Welcome, everybody, to the Better Man Podcast, the number one podcast. And it's the number one. I'll tell you why. Just because I fucking said so. That's it. That's just it.
We're so grateful to have you here with us in another episode. If you are listening from Apple Podcasts, please do leave us an amazing review because we do appreciate your feedback and your kind words. Having said that, we're ready to kick off this episode and talk about the law of attraction.
Before we get started, let's do our little... I call it a little because it is simple, but it is very vital to the development of mind.
It's vital.
It is...
Little but vital.
Yeah. It's like this dig, little but vital.
Back to it.
And we close our eyes. Don't fall asleep. If you're driving, it's cool. Close your eyes. I mean, if you hit somebody, then it's God's plan.
God's plan. God's plan.
If you're on a treadmill, I suggest you also just close your eyes. Like let God take the wheel.
The wheel and the treadmill.
Yeah, the wheel and the treadmill. Right. Now, we take a deep breath. Let it out very slowly. And we say, I allow myself to choose my mood.
I allow myself to choose my mood.
I allow myself to choose my thoughts.
I allow myself to choose my thoughts.
I give myself permission to speak my truth.
I give myself permission to speak my truth.
Nobody can shut me from my truth.
Nobody can shut me from my truth.
For only I have the power to speak my truth.
For only I have the power to speak my truth.
Amen, baby. Better Man Podcast.
Let's get it.
So, right. What is the first component? You know what? What have you manifested in your life? Let's start there.
Oh, man, a lot of things. Manifested different relationships, different friendships. I have been able to somewhat manifest in terms of like the locations that I've been going to. Like, for instance, I manifested my way into a liberal hipster arts college, and I manifested my dream program in university. So those are just a couple of things, but pretty much I've used this throughout my time, throughout my life. I didn't really know exactly what it was when I first began, but as I explored more, got more into the secret, interestingly, I met a lot of people by just talking about the secret with them and having them also manifest along with me, which is kind of cool. Yeah, what is your experience?
I think one of the most clear manifestations that I have till today is the manifestation of my current girlfriend. That is when I got this book, and it mentioned that it was just like, it wasn't like a law of attraction book. It was just like a book about like how to be, you know, the 3% man. And then one thing that they mentioned was like, well, your mind, let's say if you ever get like a pair of like new shoes and now you notice that those shoes with everybody else. But you got a haircut, how you notice other people with short hair now. Yeah? Or
Yeah.
you're wearing
The RAS.
hmm?
Yeah, the reticular activating system.
Yeah, exactly. So when you choose to what you want to focus on, that's how you begin to manifest it, right? So if you write down exactly what you want in a girl, you say, I want her to be, you know, just a little bit under my height or a little bit over my height. I want her to have, you know, a very attractive body. I want her to be into fitness. I want her to be very spiritual. I want her to be a very caring woman. I want her to be, you know, okay with me dating other women. Um, I want her to, you know, have nice tits. I want her to have brown hair and green eyes. Literally, I wrote those stuff down, right? You know, all those things that I mentioned. That those are
Can
things
we
that.
show this? Like
those-
my vision board?
Oh yeah, show everybody your vision board. Yeah. So there's all the pictures, and you know, I've been looking at my vision board, and something that I've really begun to do is
This is also a vision board.
see myself in there. Like I looked at this picture, right?
Yeah.
And I imagine my feet touching the ground, looking at the water, hearing at the surroundings. Right?
Yeah.
You know, so that's why when you do law of attraction, you have to be very detailed.
Yeah.
Very, very detailed. You know, why did you pick that specific house? You know, can you describe that house, that backyard that you're looking at for the audience?
Yeah, it's like glimmering swimming pool with like very teak wood furniture type. It almost has a beach resort type of vibe, like a hotel beach resort type of vibe. A lot of plants,
plants,
nature.
uh-huh. On the edge of the house.
Yeah, for sure.
It just looks like a very fucking nice house to live in.
Yeah.
Just imagine like brown, like wood floors, right? And imagine like a clear blue pool. And imagine concrete, you know, structures, poles that are created by rocks.
Yeah.
It looks very warm. It looks like a very nice place. Like it just looks like you can walk barefoot and you're okay. Like you're not gonna hurt your feet or whatever.
Totally.
And it's not dirty. It's just like a very resort type looking shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where you want to fucking live. You know what I mean? No, that's where you want to live. You know what I mean?
That's where
Like,
my higher self wants to live. Yeah.
like don't shy away from what you want. You know what I mean? If you want it, then be like, yeah, I want that shit.
My wallpaper is actually also a place that I want to kind of head towards. That's
You
why
know,
I have
yo, I saw this picture online
really.
of like, and then yeah, and somebody
No way.
they took a hammock and they put it on like one tree to the other tree.
Whoa.
Yeah, and they slept on the hammock.
Dang, okay. Give me ideas for my room, okay?
Dude, why don't you even have a fucking bed, bro? Just hang up a hammock.
Just sleep in bed. You know, one of the things in the law of attraction is focusing on what you want, not on what you don't want. However, knowing what you don't want is sometimes important because then you know what to stay away from. But don't put enough importance into the things you don't want. It's all about what you do want. And so similarly, when I had characteristics for a girlfriend, I was like asking myself, like the values that I want in a girlfriend, values that I don't want in a girlfriend, which gave me more clarity. And clarity is actually a quicker way to manifest because the more clear you are in your vision, the more faster it's going to be. However, if I say, don't think of pink elephants, you're going to think of pink elephants.
What did you think about the don't column though? What did you think about the don't column?
It was more difficult for me to choose the qualities. However, I did notice that that by doing that, it made the other side stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Like by knowing its opposite,
Mm-hmm.
it made the things that I do want very more clear.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I think, one of the ideas of it. But what I'm saying is when parents say to kids, like, don't do drugs, you're still thinking about drugs, right? Because or like, don't do this, don't do that. It's
but this
the
is the
image
thing,
is
man.
still being,
Of course. But it's all about the emotions that you have towards the image that manifests.
That's where people usually miss out on, is the feeling portion, because our hearts are a lot more powerful than our brain, electromagnetically.
True. Have it in your mind and have it in your body. Like when I was saying, I looked at the pictures on your vision board, or even for mine where I'm on stage and shit. I can feel myself on stage. I can feel myself walking, crossing the curtains, right? Feeling the air, feeling my weight touch the ground, looking at the people, looking at me. They got their phones out. They're taking pictures, all that crazy shit. And that's me just standing on the stage talking to people. And sometimes I don't even have to look at it. And I start giving speeches. I do this all the time. I just start giving speeches, like I'm sitting down or whatever. It'll happen like this. I'll be looking at the distance. Next thing I'll be like, you see, because we must begin to first look at the feelings, analyze the feelings. Where do we feel the feelings, right? And I'm literally imagining myself. I imagine other clothes on myself as well. I imagine the clothes on me.
I actually did that exercise with an intuitive coach that I had, like, what are the brands that I'm wearing? Looking down at my hands, what are the rings? What are the watch? What is the tailor of the suit? What quality? What texture? And that just feels great. It just feels like something that you want to look forward to. A lot of people make this mistake. Don't make this mistake, people listening or watching. Use all your senses when you manifest. So if you can smell success, what does that smell like to you? If you can taste it, what does that taste like?
I see what you're saying, bro. I totally see what you're saying, but you're not giving it to him straight, bro. You got to give it to him straight. What the fuck is the smell of success, bro? Tell me what that fucking smells like.
It's different for every person.
Tell me but what the fuck is the smell of success? I tell you, what's the smell of success? What's the smell of success?
It's different for every person. That's what I'm saying.
No, but I'm asking you, what is the smell of your
personal smell of success? The interior of like my car, the leather from the seats, the kind of the smell of money has a particular kind of smell associated with it. Then there's the kind of different essential oils that make me feel good, and like I like smelling that. So that makes me imagine like a very zen type of vibe. So again, it's different, but
so really it's more like not the smell of success, but it's what it smells like in the environments that you are.
So like what would the stage smell like, for instance, as you're giving the like, does it smell like the sweat from the audience? Does it smell
hell no
hell no you're like, absolutely not.
No,
it should be air conditioned, and all the smell should be that way, away from me.
It's just nice and cool. I want you to feel the temperature on your fucking skin. You know what I mean? I want you to feel your heart. I want you to feel your heart and imagine you're on that. For me personally, just pick the car of your dreams. The car of your dreams, whatever that car is.
Imagine it. Imagine we're waiting for it right outside your door. We got the keys right here, and you hear them.
All you have to do is imagine it, and we'll give you the keys, right? So this is a neat trick I learned. Look at your hands, stare at them. Now slowly make them into small circles as if you're holding on to a steering wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Now close your eyes and imagine, is it black leather? Is it brown leather? Is the steering wheel a perfect circle? Is it a small circle?
Is it a triangle?
It could be a triangle steering wheel. Imagine your body laying down on the cushion of the seat. Very relaxed. Is it suede? Is it leather?
Skirt. Got Post Malone on the radio and shit.
You can exactly. You can hear the radio. You can hear the sound of the AC and feel it, right? Now picture one of your romantic partners sitting down in the car next to you.
She just melts into you.
I don't know.
Eyes just like.
What do you think about whenever you're like in that scenario, right? Like, because if I think about it, I'm like, I imagine myself like driving really fast and doing like donuts and shit, and my girl's just like, ah! She's like enjoying it, and she's just like loving the action and loving the excitement.
I would definitely say it's more of like a joyride type of vibe for me. I'm not doing any donuts or crazy shit, but there's definitely a kind of freedom and love associated with it. So from her end, it's love. The fact that I'm like living my purpose and I'm like on it, you know, and I'm just like skr. And from my angle, it's like I have the freedom to afford this, and I have my yang is telling me like, oh yeah, freedom. Like I feel like I have freedom, and she, from her yin, is coming from that sense of, oh, like I love this guy, you know. And that's kind of the yin yang balance that I want. And that you notice in my car, in the vision board is black, right? So it's very yang energy, and the wheels are white, right? But the thing is, inside of it, I want it also white. I didn't really put that up, but I wanted it white so it balances out to kind of keep the harmony. Because what I stand for, what I prefer to stand for, is harmony and rhythm and balance and flow. So that's kind of my idea of it.
You know, what you could also do is when you're imagining yourself in that car and the girl's next to you, what is she saying? You know, what is she saying to you? How's she talking to you? Right? How is she treating you? Right? Like I like to imagine like I'm laying. So this is a good one for imagining your house. You feel just go to your bed, right? You can do this tonight. You lay on your bed, and you imagine that it's the bed that you're living on in the future. And you imagine you're in a very, very nice room. Now, for me, I imagine myself with my women, 3 specifically. I want 3 specifically. Not 4, not 5. I want 3 specifically.
1 for mind, 1 for body, and 1 for spirit. Correct?
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I like that.
And I imagine them like just caressing me. Like I love it when a girl like runs her hands through my hair and she does and she plays with the back of my head and she scrolls down.
Include that stuff in your manifestations, guys.
And she just starts massaging me and shit. And she tease me, she'll just grab my balls for a second.
You see how detailed this is, guys, listening? Like, actually make your manifestations this detailed. Like, even the ball tickling.
Even the fucking ball tickling, bro.
You know what's interesting about the word law of attraction? It has the word action in it. A lot of people miss that part out, don't they? They think about it, but they don't take right action.
Traction.
Oh my god.
What does traction mean?
Traction means, dude, traction means
it's like a train, right?
No, you're gaining momentum. That's what it means, traction.
Are you sure?
Yeah, dude, it means like followers or like you're gaining a kind of
true.
Bro, I didn't even think of that. You're hearing it here first, guys. The word traction is in the word law of attraction.
And what does law mean?
It is a
law.
It's a doctrine. It's a rule. It's an instrument. It's a.
So, traction. We're looking at the definition of traction.
It's like almost like a commandment, right?
The action of drawing or pulling something over a surface, especially a road or track. Yeah. The grip of a tire on the road or a wheel on a rail. Dang. Nice. Okay, so yeah. See, I was like on a rail. So it's like adhesion is another way of putting it. Like tires with no traction are tires that slip easily.
Yep.
Right. So the law of A specific traction. That's
Giving you
something that you're
stickiness.
sticking to. You need to stick to those things, right? That means you need to be consistent.
Also, his
with
lower
what you want.
line is you gotta stick
Consistent, right? Stop breaking your integrity.
Right.
Your integrity is one of the pillars of your self-esteem. There are 5 pillars. I work on your self-esteem, on the 5 pillars of self-esteem in one of my mentoring programs. It's a week. It's a month-long mentoring program, specifically just for letting go.
Keep speaking.
And we work on the 5 pillars. One of those is integrity. Integrity is your ability to hold yourself whole, not separate. So do not have conflicting ideas, conflicting actions. How do you do this? We maintain our thoughts, our words, and our actions need to be aligned in order for the law of attraction to start working, in order for the attraction to be there, in order for the...
Leave some skid marks, you know what I'm saying? Leave an imprint.
For your ability to manifest, you must have a high vibration. And you think, well, how the fuck do I get a high vibration? By having a high self-esteem. A high, very, very high self-esteem. What does self-esteem mean? Does anybody know? We use self-esteem all the time. What the fuck does self-esteem mean?
How we regard ourselves. Is that how you would define it?
I would define self-esteem as your belief in yourself that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to.
Okay.
But let's look up Google.
Right.
Let's look up Google.
Yeah, and high vibration energy attracts more high vibration energy, and low vibration energy attracts more low vibration energy. So what I want you guys to do is understand that sometimes there's chaos and disruption in our lives that can be very low vibration. It's not in our control. But what is in our control is that we can move towards high vibration energy. It is within your control. You do have a decision to make there.
So Google says,
okay,
self-esteem is the confidence in one's own worth or abilities. Right? Self-respect is another way of putting it.
Yeah, just like good vibes. You know what I mean?
Like your personal value.
Also, I've noticed specifically if you embody manifestation, because the quantum universe is very fast. It's manifesting all the time. If you think of a carrot, it's already in the quantum field. But in this world, it's very slow. So it's kind of like we have to work at it. Consistency. That's why you're saying consistency is so important. So it keeps putting that carrot out there in the quantum so many times that eventually you just go to the supermarket and we see a carrot, and then it's like boom, we've sort of collapsed that reality with the one that we have in our mental.
Do you ever notice how powerful you are beginning to get with your law of attraction? Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
Right? Like there are times where I just say some shit and it happens. Right?
It happens quicker when you make it more effortless for you and when you are in higher vibration.
Exactly. For sure. When you get into that higher vibrational state and you think, well, I'm high already. Well, if you're having a hard time manifesting, then
probably not.
Then you probably need to get higher. You were pretty low before then. Think about that. That means you were way low before. You got up higher. You got higher than before, but you're not as high as you need to be to attract the things that you want. You're only as high as the things you're able to attract right now.
We always get
what we want. Right? We always fucking get what we want.
So I have a few laws here that I wanted to share. In terms of the law of attraction. The first is act as if it's already happened. Right? Just like act like you got it already. It's already here. It's already mine. I got it. And start living like that. Okay? The second one
I'll disagree with that one, just so you know, just putting that out there. But you can say your second one.
Second is celebrate every outcome, especially the negative.
Yeah.
The third one is lower resistance or be unattached. Fourth is be okay with not knowing how, because the how is the ego. It wants to know how all the time. Live in a state of coherence or flow, which is what I teach people to get into a state of flow, which essentially is like a combination of like gratitude as well, that mind-heart connection. And the last one is zero doubt. Just trust in yourself. Just trust in something. Trust in anything. Have hope. Have faith. Know that it's going to happen. Those are the laws that I have from my end. Why wouldn't you agree with the first one? Act as if it's already happened.
Personally, you said act as if it's already happened and then start living like that. Well, if you're acting like you're already rich and you start buying a bunch of shit, you're gonna go broke. You're not gonna have money. You're not gonna have, So in one ways, it's feel it, imagine it. It's there. It is there because all you exist in every single dimension, and all your past exists in the timeline. Right? It exists. It's real. It's out there. You can tap into it, and you can also tap into the future. You can tap into different vibrational selves of yourself, and that's why whenever you have that thought, you're sort of jumping into that parallel universe, right?
You want to moderate it, yeah, for sure.
So the thing here is, you have to realize that it already is you. Maybe not right now, but sometime in the future.
Yeah. So add the word yet. Like maybe you're telling yourself, I'm not good enough. Just add the word yet to it, because that's gonna make you feel like it's achievable. Or whatever you have, like.
What was it that I told you yesterday? You said I'm not a good editor, and I said I don't have enough experience.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have enough experience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
actually, it's like I read this thing the other day. It's like it's not starting from scratch; it's starting from experience. That's just a beautiful.
idea. Totally.
But yeah, the way I think about this, because I wrote my thesis on in college about fake it till you make it versus like authenticity versus role play, and I noticed that both of them are like very valuable, right? So authenticity is valuable, as well as role playing or like playing a certain character is valuable as well in its own way. But what Julian said, he's a RSD instructor, real social dynamics. You guys wondering, what he was saying is, it's not fake it till you make it. It's either fake it till you become it or recognize it until it becomes real. So what that means essentially, it's like you got to recognize you are that confident person. That is your natural state. You are that happy person. And all the other stuff that you're trying to manifest, like that's not working. Those are like additives and preservatives to your personality that just aren't serving you. So now what you got to do is rewrite the story to make it your epic myth and not the story of somebody else. That's particularly why I feel like we have an entrepreneurial personality. You know what I mean? Like we just go for it. We create.
How partially it has to do for me is where it's like, of course, creating is such a big part of it. I spent all my fucking day creating. That's how I see myself, and it's what I've been fucking doing. I'm a creator. I put out into the world. But for me, it's been about independence. And like,
I can't work for somebody else.
And like having them, and really what it is, it's as well as the independence is making sure that my ideas come into fruition. I can't.
And that's manifestation, right?
I can't. That's fucking manifestation to the fucking highest degree, where it's just like, all I want is to make sure that my shit happens. Because I know I have an amazing idea. And these fucking people with their unconscious minds, little unconscious minds, don't know shit, acting like they do. You know what I mean? Even I, maybe act like I do, but I don't know shit. You know what I mean? I can admit to myself that I don't know shit. Now, if you're an unconscious person, you hear me say, I don't know shit, you'd probably be like, damn, this guy's dumb. He's dumb. But am I dumb? Actually, think about it. Am I dumb? How many, if you listen to any of the podcasts, right? How much intelligent shit, how many breakthroughs have I caused you? You go to my YouTube, how many breakthroughs have I caused you? You go to my Instagram, you go to my Facebook, how many breakthroughs? How many people are changing their lives because of me? So I'm obviously not dumb, but I'm acknowledging to myself that I hardly know. So if you know less than me, you hardly know even less than me. And I know hardly any, right?
You take the words manifest. It's man, better man. I, the ego. You have to have a little bit of ego. I want you to imagine to silence your ego. Don't kill it completely, okay? Silence it to the point where it becomes like clay or like silly putty in your hands. Like,
I'm sure that's the noise it makes.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
Like a fucking cat.
That's the way the ego sounds.
Or like a door opening. Like,
yeah.
That's what it sounds like when old lady's about to fuck for the first time in a very long time. She's opening up the legs and her hips are going.
It's like cobwebs and shit.
Bro.
Anyway, I, which is basically like the ego. And so you want to subdue the ego very as much as you can, but keep a little bit of pettiness, a little bit, tiny bit of, ego there for that icing on the cake. That little cherry on top.
Well, I think you should describe to them what an ego is, because I think everybody's out there walking around saying,
ego. Oh, ego just means you. Ego just means you. Ego just means your identity, right? And so,
what's identity?
I don't know how to define that. The way that we identify ourselves.
Shut the fuck up, bro. I asked you what's identity, and you use the word to describe it. What the fuck?
How would you describe identity?
Identity, for one, is your personality, the places you like to go,
nature, nurture, I would say.
The places you've been, right? The way you like to dress, the words that you use, the way that you use those words, right? The way that you would describe yourself.
Or if you're a science geek like me, just nature.
Right? What you believe to be true, what you don't believe to be true. Your beliefs and your facts. Right? And that's just, to me, that's what the ego is, really. It's this mechanism that we use to survive. You know what I mean? It's your sense of self.
Ego. Yeah,
your sense of self. It's something you develop as a baby. You develop an ego.
Yeah, because children are so self-centered.
Yeah, that's all children give a shit about, bro. Because what the fuck are they supposed to fucking protect somebody? Stand in front of the fucking tiger and kill the gorilla type shit? Oh, here's a baby. He's gonna go out and
that's
pick
one
some
of the
berries.
biggest things.
They can't do shit.
Just realize, like, ego is one of the biggest things that differentiates adults from little kids. Goddamn.
Why?
Because adults contribute, like they care about other people. They want to give back to society and shit. Right?
Bro, I can't believe you just said that, bro. What? How unconscious are you, bro?
I mean, I didn't just realize that now.
No, bro. That was not even a realization, bro. You're a few stages down, bro. I have to be honest with you, bro. I think maybe you're a bit.
No, but the thing is, children contribute as well, but they're not exactly contributing in the way that adults are. You know what I mean? Like they still have a sense of wonder.
And by having a contribution, does that take away ego?
It gets you at least transcendent.
No, bro.
Yes, it does.
No,
to
it
the
doesn't.
point. Yes,
no,
it does.
No, it doesn't, bro. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I'll tell you why.
Why? I'm just looking at it very
When you
scientifically.
whenever you do something good for somebody, do you do good things for other people? Yeah. And what feeling do you get afterwards after you do something good?
Well, that's a different argument. You're talking about whether altruism is actually selfish or not. But what I'm saying is transcendence and like the idea of like
Going
outside of yourself. Like you're not thinking of yourself as a person, but you're more of a concept, or you're more of like a brand or a business or something else.
That's
you know
still
what I mean?
a self, though.
It is.
Remember, the ego is what we use
self.
The ego is what we use to survive.
Right. It's protective. That's for sure.
It's what you see the world is. What do you see the world as? That's what the ego is. So it's not a bad thing. It's not like small ego, big ego.
Right.
It's just like, what do you think the world is? And that's what the ego is.
Right. Anyway, as I was saying, we got to this ego thing. Man, I, and then fest, which is a festival, which is a celebration. So that's what I'm saying. Celebrate the outcomes, especially the negative, right? We often don't celebrate the negative times, but if we allow ourselves to truly be in a joyous state, even when like something goes wrong, like let's say we do something in the correct direction, it doesn't go exactly the way we want it. If we're still like, wow, that was 1,000% I gave, like that was great. Like if you still stay from that positive vibration, it's gonna build as wins. So stack your wins irrationally. That's really going to help you in order for you to stay in that.
Because the winner effect, tell them about that.
Yeah, the winner effect is a great book. I don't know if you guys have read it, but it basically talks about the idea of the winning streak, which essentially, if you build enough momentum, like let's say I have a cup of tea in the morning, and I go, winning streak, or I have winning, hold on, let me show them this. See that door? There's a winning streak on the Post-its run. Anyway.
Man, it's me massaging my my elbow.
Just ignore the model here. The one in the back. That's what I want you guys to see. Winning streak. So, like, essentially, I drank that tea. I feel really good. I feel like I accomplished something. Now use that energy, stack that win, and do something else. Because you just released dopamine, which is the reward chemical. You feel really good. And so now use that reward. We as adults, we don't have really gold stars and like little pats on the back that we give ourselves and like, good job, Timmy. We don't do that enough for ourselves. So we seek that validation outwards, whereas we can give it internally.
Kiss yourself. Kiss yourself, goddammit. Caress yourself.
You don't want love, you are love.
You know, and to kind of add on what you said about wins, you know, I think as soon as you wake up,
start a winning streak.
Yeah, bro, you woke up.
That's a win, yeah.
You could have fucking died for one, or you could have hit your alarm, and not gotten up, right? Yeah. You could have stayed in bed. You did it. You could have not done your affirmations. You did them. You could have not done the 30 jumping jacks, 30 push-ups in the morning that get you started up in your body, warmed up in your body. You could have not done those. Right, but you didn't. That's a win. I brushed my teeth. That's a win. You see, we've got the bar so fucking high for some reason, right? Yeah. Why is the bar so high for you? Just bring it down lower. Like, what we've been conditioned to what the idea of success is, to what is a win. We've been conditioned to what is a loss. We've been conditioned to think that sort of whatever. This is middle class. This is high class. This is poverty. There's different conditions in different environments. What conditioning basically just means what people have agreed to think about. You know, if I told you I won $1 million, one person out of their conditioning would say, "Joe, that's fucking amazing," da 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 da, right? And then another person would say, "Oh shit, are you gonna buy me something?" Right? Because in their conditioning, like, if you win, you have to get them something, right? And then somebody else conditioning, I say, I won $1 million. They're like, oh, fuck, are you okay? Like, you might get killed. You might get robbed. Somebody might find out and they want to come and steal shit from you. Now that you have $1 million, you know, that you might have some people trying to come after your money. They're like, well, he didn't win it. He didn't work hard for it, so he doesn't deserve it. right? That's what people will think. I'm lucky, feeling really lucky, bro. I feel like buying a lottery ticket, but I can't buy it, so we'll have to put the money under your name.
All right.
Because
I'm down.
I'm
Never
thinking,
bought a lottery ticket.
I'm thinking, fuck. I feel like I'm so good at manifesting. Like, actually, Sue manifested the other day whenever we went to go look at some clothes. There was a jacket I wanted Sue to try on, and he was like, nah, I kind of don't really want to. And then I went to the jacket, and they didn't have his size. Right?
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, when you say you don't want it, it's just like the universe makes that. It's like your wish is my command. That's what it's saying.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like, I'm a loser, your wish is my command. Right? So like watch what you're saying to yourself. Not watch your tongue, watch your mouth. As adults like, watch your mouth, Jimmy. No. I mean watch the words.
Watch your feelings.
You're right.
Watch your feelings.
Watch your
How are you feeling about what you are saying? And how is that affecting the way that you are holding your body?
If you have positive behaviors, you'll probably have positive thoughts, which will probably have positive emotions. If you have positive emotions, probably have positive behaviors, positive thoughts. If you have positive thoughts, probably have positive emotions, positive behaviors. So change one of those. You know, just change. The easiest one is thoughts. Because thought is like the highest vibration. And like even in the chakra system, when we say that the crown chakra, that's the, like, it goes into like thought, sound, right? The throat, light.
Well, could you tell them how to change their thoughts?
See, I have a lot of clients coming to me for the stress of overthinking.
Bitches.
And what I tell them is that it's not so much about the thoughts, it's that sometimes you've been underthinking. Do you get what I mean by that? They've been underthinking in the sense that you might not have figured out the solution to the thoughts that you have, and so you're stuck in like it's almost like time traveling and being stuck in a loop, kind of like the Groundhog Day type shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you were stuck in this thought over and over again, and you can't break out of that memory lapse. So it's actually underthinking. Like overthinking would be like you analyze it, you process different various information, and you work it out. Like you get to the solution. You get it? But people think of this overwhelming feeling as if it's a bad thing. You could be overwhelmed by joy. You can be overwhelmed by opportunity. You can be overwhelmed by a feeling of abundance of wealth, right? And so what overwhelming are you focusing on? Are you focusing on feeling overwhelmed because you just scrolled through a bunch of shit on social media and now you feel like, oh my God, it's so much, my brain can't hold it. That kind of overwhelm. Or are you overwhelmed at the amount of like text messages you get from cute girls? Like that's the overwhelm that I would prefer. So when your law of attraction changes, you don't get less problems, you get more quality problems.
Your problems never go away. Your problems never go away. You know, you just have better problems.
Yeah. Elite level problems.
What kind of problems would you like to have?
What would you prefer? Yeah. Exactly.
Start asking yourself that. Not just asking, what do I want my wins to be? Ask yourself, what do I want my problems to be? What kind of problems do I want to solve? What kind of problems do I want to tackle in life? Right? Be a problem solver in life. Choose to have that ability to destroy and create. You need both of those. You need the ability to destroy and create.
Young Shiva.
Yo, is Shiva the one that's masculine and feminine?
Creator, destroyer.
Okay. I'm definitely fucking Shiva. I'm a Shiva. I'm gonna get a Shiva tattoo or something, bro.
Young Shiva.
That'd be pretty fucking cool. A Shiva tattoo on my knees. He's the guy. He's the girl version. It would hurt us like a bitch, though.
Your kneecaps are male, female. Like,
Just think about that, bro. Like,
no cap, kneecaps.
just think about getting a tattoo on your knee, bro. That shit would hurt than a bitch.
I know, right? Because right on the bone.
This is the whole fucking time it's just hitting the fuck of your calf.
Oh, yeah.
I have a little bit of fat here.
I mean, I have one near my ribs, and that hurt like as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
It really did hurt, dude. Like, not gonna lie.
I bet, bro. I bet. I feel like the one that I got on my neck didn't hurt that much. You know what's really cool? This whole tattoo on my neck is very much, it's right on. So teach you something about chakras. You have front chakras and back chakras, right?
Yeah.
And the little gap that happens, like, right where, like, you feel like, okay, so it sort of becomes like a V, like a little V or a little U in the middle of the bottom of your neck, right?
Yeah.
Feel it?
Yeah.
Right? So that's the front one. The back one, watch, bend your head back and put your finger, and you're gonna notice where, like, there's like a big
space.
There's like a big dent.
Yeah.
Right? That's gonna be even a bit higher, right?
Yeah.
That's where your back chakra is for your throat.
Mm.
Just to mention that. Kind of random. So yeah, this one says, I know what's best for me. And it's on my throat, right? It's on my expression of self. That is me being able to express my truth. People are always fucking giving you their truth. I don't want your fucking truth.
It's so interesting, man, how we both have affirmations on our bodies. Like, I have one which says inspire. It's just a reminder, which is a reminder to breathe, because inspiration means to breathe. But it's also to inspire others.
Totally. I put this shit on my neck for a fucking reason, you know what I mean? I wanted people to see it. First, I thought it would be fucking sexy, right? You know, straight up. It's a fucking sexy spot. It's right on the neck. Like, it's covered up just by, by the shirt, some shirts, and then it peaks, and they're like, oh, shit. Somebody got a fucking tattoo on his neck. Was not expecting that shit. You know what I mean? And they get curious, mystery. Oh, this nigga's a badass. I know he just looks like a fucking nice guy, but this guy will fucking kill me if he needs to. You know? That's
Is that what tattoos speak to you?
That's how girls describe me. They're like, you seem like a very chill person, but like if shit ever goes down, like, you just seem like the type to fucking pull up and protect me, and I feel safe.
Well, that's what they're looking for.
Damn straight, baby. Damn straight, baby. Oh yeah, so I put this on my neck so people can fucking see it and be like, yo, I know what's best for me too, right? And sometimes we make mistakes, but we needed to make that mistake. Do you get that? And that's what was best for you, to make that mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. And too many people listen to other people's opinions of what matters. No one really says, I know what's best for me. And the fact that you like made that stand of putting it a permanent on your skin, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a bold statement, and that statement speaks truth. And I feel like a lot of us hide behind this kind of false image, or like a facade, you know? But when you're saying, I know what's best for me, you're saying that, like, your opinion, I understand it, but at the end of the day, I'm going to make the choices around you, which is a very kind of commanding kind of presence, which is what we're trying to teach you guys. We're not saying get a neck tattoo, right? That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is find that permission slip for you.
That authentic version of yourself. That truth that you actually believe. If you are going to church, but you don't fucking believe that religion, you're breaking your own integrity. If you are studying a degree that your parents wanted you to study, and you don't want to study that, you're breaking your truth. If you are doing anything that you don't actually want to do, you are breaking your truth. And you're hurting yourself.
Do what you want to do. Lean into your excitement. Follow your truth.
And the thing about excitement is it feels like it's nervous. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. It's the same physiological.
It's literally the same fucking shit. It's just what you think about it to be. So here's a feeling. How do you think about that feeling? Right? Sometimes people and love might begin to enter, but in their life, in the past, whenever they felt love, it also came along with like the remembering of the breakups and remembering the cheating and remembering the fear of them leaving you and all that shit. Right?
Again, I told you that's a memory lapse. You know what I mean? You're playing the same story, and it's like a broken record. You know?
Totally, yeah. We have experiences, and let's just say our experience is limited, obviously.
Yeah.
And let's just say you happen to have the same experience every single time, for the most part. Well, you're gonna put those things in boxes and say, well, let me make a real fucking experience. Let's just say every time that you went to a new country, you got really sick. Let's say you've only been to 2 different countries, right? But you took notice of how you got really sick every time. And then you don't travel anymore because you're like, well, I already know what's going to happen. I'm going to get sick, right? But your experience of only 2, not of 100, do you think it's going to happen? If you did it 100 times, it's going to happen every single time? No. Same thing goes for guys. You know, a lot of guys who have trouble with girls, you know, they're just like, I had, this is actually something that I discussed with somebody. He said, we recognize one of the thinking patterns and was that every time he went into a relationship, he would go in with the fear that like this girl's better than me and she might go and find somebody else. And every time he went into a relationship, the relationship ended up breaking and him being left in tears.
So you didn't feel like he deserved it, and so you would sabotage it.
Like you said, bro, we always get what we want. We always get what we want.
This is why we were saying, like you were saying, self-esteem is so important. Having a high self-regard, confidence. Because if your level of success is down here, levels of confidence up here, if you reach up there, it's going to feel natural. And you're like, it's second nature to me. It's bound to happen. But if it's the opposite, now what's happening? You're like, oh, I don't deserve her. She's out of my league. Oh my gosh. I got this job because I was lucky.
You got the success, but not the confidence. You're going to sabotage it.
Every time. And this is what we teach guys like you.
One of the things I've learned about becoming greater,
expansive,
is to get around people who have got something that you don't.
Yes.
And if you have to pay them, you pay them.
100%.
Because even just having a conversation with them, you will begin to expand your reality of possibility.
Oh, for sure. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants, bro.
Totally. Exactly. That's a good way of painting it. That's why we look at things like the Olympics and why we have heroes. Because we're able to see something more and see that it is possible. So I challenge you to see yourself as in you're in a video game. And I want you to have the ability to always want to pick your character. Don't pick somebody else's character. Pick your character. You want to be the perfect version of yourself. And by perfect just means the more aligned, the more aligned, more brilliant, aligned with your truth, aligned with your passion, aligned with your purpose.
When you most resonate.
Align with the food you eat. Align with the amount of exercise. Aligned with your clothes. Aligned with the amount of water you drink.
Remember the theme song to the podcast? Alignment over hustle.
Which one?
We came up with one of the first episodes. We were like talking about this concept of alignment over hustle, and we like came up with like a little dorky song. Bro, do you think those three headbutts will get us on Ellen? I think so, bro. Fuck yeah, I'll manifest that shit.
You manifested going on Ellen. Yo, what's up, Ellen?
What's good, girl?
I still remember that one episode
Not
where
girl, she's a quite a lovely young older woman. Sorry.
yeah, bro. We're not gonna go on Ellen now. Fucking dickhead, bro. You just fucked it up. Well, you know, we probably would have gone, but I just manifested it right now because I said we weren't gonna go because you said that. And then now I said
No, what does her age have to do with that?
no, but I said no, but then I said that we weren't gonna go, so I manifested that we're not gonna go. See, that sometimes scares me. I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes when I have a fear, and I'll be like, oh shit, bro, you manifest with things really quickly though, and then I get fearful that I'm gonna manifest my fear, and then it becomes stronger. But then my fear becomes stronger whenever I think that. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
But then later I'm like, wait, if I do the same shit for money still is not arriving, so why the fuck would this one not come so quick?
I want you to try this activity right now. Close your eyes right now, the listeners watching, and imagine someone that you really look up to. Like imagine someone who's like incredible that you want your life to be emulate.
AKA me.
Or I. We don't discriminate
We've
here.
been doing this for about an hour, just so you know.
Two shades, you know, yin and yang as well. He's wearing black, I'm wearing white. It's just a beautiful mixture.
And you're the dark one, I'm on the white one.
Yeah, okay, so last activity. Close your eyes right now and imagine yourself living your dream life. So I want you to imagine, like, what are the things that you're driving? What are the clothes that you're wearing? What are the people that you're meeting? If you have role models that look up to you, they look up to you because of certain qualities. What are those qualities? I want you to open your wardrobe and see all the different clothes there. I want you to emulate. I want you to feel what that feels like, just to walk into your home and feel like you belong there. Feel like you feel safe. And you have your purpose on lock. And every little mishap doesn't even matter. You're the anchor of your life. All right, open your eyes. Now, let's merge the gap of the reality that you have now and the reality that you want. And for that, you got to coach with us. So basically, to get in touch with me, you can obviously contact me on flowzoneacademy.com. You can also look up Flowzone Academy on Instagram. Thank you so much for listening. How can people get in touch with you, brother?
They can begin by manifesting me into their life. And if you're listening to this podcast, you've already begun to get very close to that. My suggestion then would be to ask me about what products I can offer you. Because the thing is, I mean, I do have a 3-month mentoring program.
Yeah.
Right? For 3 months, you will get my coaching. For 3 months. Do you think you can get benefit with one conversation with me? Yes. These conversations that you're getting,
they're probably worth like $5,000.
I don't fucking think so. For this specific this podcast, I'd say this conversation, how many breakthroughs did you have? It's like $100 conversation. Actually, right? For 1 hour, it's $100 just for me to hear me talk, right? But coaching is you hear me talk, and then I give you a tool, and then I do the tool with you, right?
Well, I was thinking more about all the episodes together is like 5,000.
Oh,
But okay, yeah.
maybe I don't know how many episodes we have.
Like 12 or something.
So it's 1,200. I thought. Oh, I guess because different information costs different money. Yeah. Um. So yeah, the whole idea of manifesting, I use that into my coaching, but we got very specific into what it is you want to manifest, right? And first, we got to focus on the clarity. Know exactly what you want and how you're going to do it. How? How are you going to do it? What's the process? Next, you have to let go of the belief that you can't do it. You have to let go of, so when it comes to healing, you don't just heal your traumas. You have to heal every single age of your life. And that goes all the way down to being a baby. You have to heal being a baby too. Because there's points when you were a baby and you were crying and nobody came up and held you. They used to do that stupid shit where it was like, oh, let the baby cry. Mom, don't give the baby attention. Do you remember when that shit pop up in movies too? That's fucking stupid, man. Right? So now you got this baby who's feeling like he's fucking gonna die. Right? That's what the baby's thinking. The baby's thinking, I'm not gonna survive. So you literally even need to heal your baby self.
That affects your root chakra when you're older.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah.
That I know how to heal your baby self, right?
Yeah.
And then next thing we know, after doing that purging, then we do the final stage, which is all about taking action, which is all about having the discipline, doing things even when you don't want to.
Self-control, right?
Self-control is the stage. It's what it's called, right? How to have control over yourself. And that one I get more. That's more. You get more contact with me, right? The other stuff will be in contact, but with that one, that's daily. That's daily me, there with you saying, did you do this? 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 I have your schedule. We build a schedule together. How vital is a schedule? How important is it for you to follow the schedule? What about morning routines? Do you have a morning routine? Is it working for you? My morning routine makes me feel amazing. If I don't do it, I have a bad fucking day. Right? How to stay disciplined in your fitness. How to always find time for what you want. How to always find time for your friends. How to always find time to work. How do you always find time for your passion? How to have that work-life balance. Right? I have that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some of the listeners are listening and they're like, man, how can I get in touch with this guy? I still haven't told them.
Yeah. Well, like I said, come all the way to India and we'll do some working together. Or we can do online. You go to Odd Resilience. Type in Odd Resilience. You'll find me on YouTube. You find me on Instagram. You'll find me on Facebook. If you look up Life Masters Coaching, you'll find me. You'll find me.
Awesome.
I'm a purpose coach. I help you. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm a purpose coach. I help you find your purpose. And I believe it's every man's purpose to be alpha. What does it mean to be alpha? To be unwavering in what you want, to move in the direction of what you want. That's what alpha is. Alpha wants, alpha takes. Alpha wants to create, alpha creates. Right? Alpha wants to wear certain things. Well, alpha can afford it because he's done the work. Right? Alpha's not good or bad. It's not something that can be good or bad. It's just I move in the direction of what I want. So you say you're not completely fulfilled in life. Right? You say you're procrastinating. You've had these ideas that you've been having for many years, or wanting to take action, wanting places to go visit. I literally traveled all over the fucking world. I visited over 8 countries before the age of 21. I've traveled the world. I just do it. Whatever the fuck I want, I just go and I do it. Right? So that's it. You know, odd resilience. ODD.RESILIENS. That's where you find me.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait, and our email. We created an email as well.
Oh, yes. Email us at Master Your Life, Master Your Purpose, I believe.
Man, I don't know what the fucking email is, though.
All right. As you look for that, I just wanted to tell you guys that if you are interested in learning flexibility with language to have crucial conversations from a spiritual dynamic, I've created a formula, and it's available in video coaching format. So you'll get the video product. However, if you are interested in just being a part of that one-on-one and diving deep into communication with me, we'll be talking about verbal vinyasa, and essentially it's called social yoga.
Vinyasa.
Okay, so social yoga. So you'll be basically
You gotta explain to what yoga means, bro, because people just think it's stretching.
Okay, so yoga, the original meaning means to yoke, or it's a type of union. So a meeting of any kind, a meeting of mind and body is yoga. Right? So any kind of meeting, you need yoga to have that meeting. So if you're meeting a business partner, if you're meeting an intimate loved one, if you're meeting with your relatives, that's all yoga. And if you can master the communion of both of those interactions, and you can find a way to make it flexible, more adaptable to you, more versatile, that's when you can actually stretch, not just using your body, but using your mind. You're stretching your mind, and you're allowing yourself to enter that person's world, their planet, their universe, and understand them on a very deep, intuitive, psychic level. So if you're hearing this right now and this is something that interests you, feel free to shoot me a message either on Instagram, Flowzone Academy, or on Facebook.com/Sumedh, SUMEDHC. And yeah, just shoot me a message. Tell me that you're interested in the social yoga program, and I'll get you right in. We're looking at 5 people right now. 1 is already interested in signing up. So get on it fast.
Yo, so I think the email is Master Your Destiny Now, but I'm trying to log in and I don't know the password, so I don't know.
Master Your Destiny Now?
Master, you think do you think that's what I made the password?
I'm not sure, brother. We'll get back to you with the email. All right. Not to email us because we're still creating a space where you guys can send us questions and things like that. But if you do have questions, feel free to shoot us a voice message. You can do that on anchor.com. So you can look up our podcast on Anchor, and you can actually shoot us a voice message on there, and we can include it in our podcast in that sense.
I think I'm logging into somebody else's email here, bro.
I'm pretty sure it was like,
bro, because
Master Your Life, Master Your Purpose, or something like that.
Master Your Life, Master Your Purpose. Let's try that one. Let's see. Bro, because it was like, we sent you an email to ma@gmail.com, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, try another way. And then it said, what's your library card number? I was like, bitch, I didn't fucking put that shit in.
What's your library card number? Oh, man. Man, you know we Audible people up in here. Like, what? Asking for an Audible.
It's Master Your Life, Master Your Purpose.
Yeah, we made it a little while back, so.
Master Your Life, Master Your.
Be a masterpiece, which means attain.
That's not it, bro.
Attain mastery piece by piece. That was a recent status of mine.
That's not it. I'm sure I have it on my computer, not on my phone.
All right, guys, we'll get back to you with the email. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have an amazing rest of your day or night, wherever you're watching in from or listening from. And yeah, may the flow be with you.
Be the best. Forget the rest.
Dumb McFlurry. Peace.